Yes! I am back. I am back, and I am going to make everything... Oh, God, I dropped my phone. I am back, and I am going to make everything worse. There we go. Let's try this again. I am back, and I'm going to make everything worse. Welcome to the latest MurderHawg video. Today, we're going to be going over emergency procedures. It's going to be a bit of a slog, but I had at least one guy assure me in the comments that you actually care about these boring videos, so my confidence is renewed. Today, we are drinking Weller 12 Year, which is a fucking hard bottle to find. As you can see, I quite like it. Whenever a bottle of bourbon gets less than half, I try and finish the bottle off because it tends to get pretty brackish and stale if you don't. So this bottle is slated for destruction. So we're drinking it tonight. And what a night it is. If you don't care about my life, go ahead and skip the next minute of this video, so I'm going to explain where I've been. So basically what happened is I bought a house, I moved, I did a whole bunch of house renovations. I didn't have my simulator set up for the longest time. I redid my simulator. I remodeled a whole bunch of crap. And then I worked a whole lot. And now I'm just finally getting my sim back up and running. And now I've got that going. I'm going to make more MurderHawg videos, so it won't be as long of a wait for the next video, I promise. Not that y'all fucking care, because I don't care if you like or subscribe, and you don't care how long it takes me to make videos, right? Right? Anyway, Weller 12 here. Here's to you guys. Oh, God damn, it's good to be back. All right, let's break some A10s. But first, a quick video, listen to me. A quick story about Weller 12 Year. This one time I was in... where the fuck was I? San Diego. And I went down to the hotel bar to have a drink of bourbon, and they had a bottle of Midwinter's Night's Dram, which I've been trying to find for a while. It's a $100 bottle. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll try that. I haven't tried that before. I was looking for that bottle. And I asked always ask the bartender the bourbon price, always. And this is why. I'm like, how much for a drink of that, a pour of that, well, listen to me, that Midwinter's Night's Dram. And she goes to the computer, and she comes back, and she says 17. I'm like, 17? She goes, no, 70. I'm like, oh, $70. I don't think so. I saw they had a bottle of Weller 12. I'm like, how much for the Weller 12? She goes to the computer, she comes back, and she says, 300. I said, ha ha, have a nice night. And I got up and left. I didn't want to give a place like that my fucking money. This MSRP on this bottle is like 65. If you can find it for like 200, that's kind of like a fair price for it. I think that's about what I paid, was 200 for it, because I'm like, fuck it, I want this bottle really bad, and I can't find it anywhere, so I paid 200 for it. But please don't pay more than that. But they wanted $300 for a 1 ounce pour of it. Fuck that shit, man. Anyway, okay, A10 time, I promise. Okay, so here we are in an A10 on the ground in 2D. Just gonna go over some things real fast as far as procedures, controls, and emergency systems in the A10 goes. A couple things to pay attention to as far as emergencies go. Your primary emergency things you're going to fuck with are these fire handles, this fire switch, emergency jettison right here, and manual flight reversion control panel, the engine fuel control switches here. Keep an eye on these, that you're probably not going to touch them. They're going to click off or they're going to stay the same. I'll explain more about that later. And of course, your emergency annunciator panel over here is going to tell you exactly what's going on with your A10. Another thing to keep in mind or to keep an eye on when you're having engine problems is the temperature of your two engines. Because if they get too cold when you're too high, you can get a core lock, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But let's get in the air and let's break some things and then just fucking go through it. Okay, here we are in a perfectly normal functioning A10 where absolutely nothing is going to go wrong. No, seriously, this one's actually fine. I want to talk to you about a couple of things first. I'm not sure if you've read the A10's manual or Chuck's guide or something like that, but fun fact about flight manuals, this is a real life thing. If you see something in a flight manual that is surrounded by a black and yellow box, someone almost died to find that information out. If you see something in a flight manual that is in a black and red dashed box, someone did die to find that information out. It's a sobering thought. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, first things first. You have an emergency of some kind in an A10. Doesn't matter what the emergency is. Chances are you had it because you got shot by something. So, the first thing you're going to do in any emergency, doesn't matter what the emergency is, you're going to fly the airplane. First things first, fly the airplane. Don't get so wrapped up and heads down and distracted that you stop flying the airplane. If you've watched my Agile Spear videos, there's actually one video where this happens organically, where I become so distracted that I get myself into an unrecoverable situation where I'm trying to climb, I'll climb a mountain, and by the time I realize I can't maneuver away from it, I crash. It actually happened to me. You can watch it happen in real time. That wasn't scripted or staged. That happened to me dynamically. Now, granted, I was in a simulator and under the influence of alcohol, obviously, but if you think it can't happen to you, guess what? It fucking can. I'm a pilot in real life. Believe me, it can happen to you.
Pull up.
Let's not hit that mountain. How about? Huh? That's a great idea. Oh, I am in trouble. I have stalled my aircraft, sir. And that, my friends, is what CFIT looks like. So, first thing you're going to do is fly the airplane. The next thing you're going to do is get to someplace, well, fly the airplane or eject. Make that decision, because you might not have very much time. So, if your A-10 is severely fucked and you're cartwheeling out of the sky, maybe instead of trying to fly the airplane, you just yank that fucking yeet seat button and just get the fuck out the airplane, because that might be your best decision. So fly the airplane or eject. But if you decide to fly the airplane, your next step is going to be get somewhere safe. Chances are you have the emergency, especially in a simulator since random failures are usually turned off. Chances are you have the emergency because you got shot by something. So if you were shot by something, you're probably not somewhere safe. Last thing you want to do is be heads down, looking at your fucking caution panel, trying to figure out what's going on while the Shilka's lining up his next shot, or some jackass jihadi down there is jamming a new fucking missile into his fucking manpad. Well, I guess manpads are single use, but he's picking up a new manpad and trying to find out where the black trail of smoke leads him to aim. Anyway, get somewhere safe, then assess the emergency. Are you still flying the airplane? Assess the emergency. Come up with a plan and execute that. So, first thing we'll go over is loss of SAS. So we could real easily turn off our SAS over here. Bam, there we go. SAS is now off. So it kicked off my EAC, it kicked off my SASs. I've got pitch, SAS, yaw, SAS, EAC are turned off. So it's really hard to tell what exactly the SAS does. And I've read the manual, I've read the books. What it does is it provides rate damping for pitch and yaw, and it provides automatic turn coordination, and it helps with attitude control when lining up targets with the gun. So pack 1 and pack 2. So alright. God damn it. Sorry about that, I knocked my microphone off the stand. It provides automatic turn coordination. And a host of other things. So loss of SAS isn't a big deal. Now, loss of a hydraulic system may not immediately turn off your SASs, but if you lose one and the two detect a disparity between the two, that will result in a disconnect of the SAS system. So not a big deal, honestly. The A-10 still pretty much flies like anything else with the SAS off. So, least of your concerns. Moving right along. Loss of KICU. Now, if you've been shot in the A-10, you've probably, the first thing you're going to notice you're going to lose is the KICU. It's like anything happens, the KICU is like, alright, I'm gonna head out. The KICU is your central computer interface, central integrated computer unit, that's it. Basically, it controls everything talking to everything else. So just because you get a KICU fault doesn't mean that you've lost all functions of it. It just means some kind of part of the KICU has shit the bed. But as you can see when I turned the KICU off just now, I lost my MFDs, but I still have my CDU. I didn't lose my navigation. I didn't lose any of my HUD data. I still have my weapon systems. It's not the end of the world, honestly. I don't have any weapons loaded in the damn thing, but you get the idea. Next up. Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about, we talked about this previously, but inverted flight. So, if you can recall from the systems video, the A-10 does not like inverted flight. It's because it has a dry sump, and it'll flame out the engines if you do it. Now, there are two ways to relight a shutdown engine with the APU, which is the preferred method, or the windmill method. So you're like, why the fuck wouldn't you just use the APU though? Well, maybe your APU got shot to pieces. Or maybe you're above 15,000 feet and the APU won't start. So let's try and fire up our APU. See if we get it, because we're at 21,700 and something feet right now. Theoretically, the APU should not start this high. Though it appears to be working just fine. Maybe the APU top altitude isn't modeled. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the APU works just fine up here. Well, never mind. Make a fucking liar out of me. Whatever. Fuck you, APU. Anyway, we're going to do the windmill start. So what's going to happen is I'm going to roll the A-10 inverted. We're going to start a timer, see how long till our engines flame out, and then we are going to try and attempt a windmill start. We'll see if it works. We're going to do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. You know how much I love doing things live. Oh, where's the Marianas Islands? They're over there. Alright, let's turn back towards the island just in case. This is all going to happen pretty quick, and I'm going to try and do it just flying off the cuff here, pun intended. But it may or may not work. So, in order to do a windmill restart, you have to do a 30-degree pitch down. Let me review the procedure real fast before I make a fucking fool of myself. Alright, I got the procedure in front of me. Honestly, I've never done a windmill restart ever in DCS. This is my first time attempting it. And I would just use the APU. If you are high enough that you can do a windmill restart and your APU shot to pieces and it's not working, bro, just fucking eject, man. This is such a niche situation, but for the sake of being complete, we'll attempt it. Okay, here we go. Let's fucking run it. God, this is so awkward. I just know how much the A-10 hates being upside down, so doing this is like, what the fuck, man. Might as well have some bourbon while I do this, I guess. God. There it is. Fuel pressure's out. Engines are out. Alright, so we're going to roll over, put the aircraft into a dive. Alright, first things first. Set the bleed air switch to off. Oopsie daisy. Bleed air to off. Cross feed to cross feed. ITT's effective engine below 150 degrees. We're about there now. Set the ignition to ignition. Come on, baby girl, give me an engine back. Well, I'm getting fan rotation. Getting N2 rotation. I believe the windmill restart does require one engine to be functioning, so it might just be fucked. Let's see if I can get one back with the APU. So we're going to fire the APU up. We're going to turn both our engines off. Wait for our APU to come up, since the windmill was unsuccessful. Turn the bleed air back on, crossfeed off. Come on, APU. Doing 325 knots. Look at all those fucking lights, man. Super uncool. Alright, APU's up. Let's try and get our left engine back. Oh. Let's not forget giving ourselves some APU power. Inverters on. APU gens on. It's not looking good. All right. We might be in trouble. Well, let's see if we can dead stick it. Don't know why I'm not getting any engine at this point. Could be possible I core locked it. Just trying it again. Let's pop some speed brakes. All right, we're coming in.
Altitude, altitude.
Set some flaps. This is going to work out nicely, actually. Well, we didn't get an engine restarted, but we also did not die. So, you know, small victories. I wonder why I was unable to get an engine restarted. If you know and I'm doing something wrong, go ahead and correct me in the comments. Could be I just fucked the engine by fucking running it upside down. It's entirely possible. Okay, let's try it one more time. So APU's up. I've got engine's rotation slowly coming down. Let's try the right engine. Appears to be working just fine. Maybe not. We have oil pressure. We have N2 rotation. We have N1 rotation for the right engine. It doesn't want to start up. Possible I just fucked the engines. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and shut one engine down and do a windmill restart that way. Be right back with you. Okay, so here we are. Let's climb up to altitude and we'll shut an engine down on purpose and we'll do a windmill restart. Right engine's to idle and right engine is off. Alright, so now we're going to bleed air to off. We're going to crossfeed to on. We're going to 30-degree dive. There it is. Now we're going to engine to start. And we're going to hold this puppy at ignition. There it is. It just spun right up. Do you see that? Temperature come up. And there it is, our engine's back. So that's a windmill relight. I personally don't like it. I prefer to use the tried and true APU method. So, APU, starting the APU now just for preemptive. Let's turn the crossfeed off and bleed air back on. We're going to go ahead and shut our engine down again. Alright, engine's off. Sorry about that, I keep fucking up my goddamn microphone. There we go. Alright, so engine's off. So now that the APU is up and running, we simply turn the engine on. And we get an engine start cycle, and now it's going through it. It's that simple, our engine's back. There's a thing in the manual talking about motoring the engine, but I have never once in my life needed to motor the engine. So I mean, I guess if your engine doesn't restart, you can attempt to motor it, and really all you do is you put the switch to motor, and it clears the exhaust chamber of any unspent fuel to make it clean for a fresh start, but I've never ever had to do that in DCS, so fuck it. Alright, what's next? Ah yes, the emergency fuel override. Well, I'll tell you what's next. Another fucking drink of bourbon's what's next. God damn. Left me some Weller 12 here. Alright, so the emergency override switches right here. These puppies right here. So what you do is you turn them on, and you can actually turn on the afterburner in the A10. Now we're going super fast, oh my god! Nothing happened. That's because what those switches actually do is override the engine. I'm not sure if the A10 has a FADEC, but what it basically does is you assume direct control of the engine, and now the throttle levers directly control gas to the engine. That's all they do, without any kind of other input or modulation, and you can exceed the engine temperature limits. Now, why would you ever want to do this? Well, what happens is if your engine gets shot, sometimes the A10 will proactively derate an engine to try and preserve it, to stop it from failing, and you can override that, which will probably result you in overtemping the engine. But if you're down to 1.5 engines, yes, literally half an engine because you're being limited by the ITT, you can go ahead and turn that on and maybe squeeze a little bit more life on that. Oh yeah, I put a Shilka down there somewhere. I forgot about that. It's going to probably shoot at me. Squeeze a little bit more life out of the A10's engine, and maybe if you're in a hairy situation like you're in the mountains, you need a little bit more life to get out of it, then Jesus Christ, that guy's firing at me. I don't know where the fuck he is. Amusing. It'd be cool to have a real life organic situation here. I plan to do that at the end of the video, so where was I? Yes, you could squeeze a little bit more life out of the engine with those. That's pretty much all they're really used for. Alright, moving on. What's next? Ah, yes. Single engine approach and landing. Alright, let's shut down our engine again. Alright, we've lost our left engine. Basically, a single engine approach and landing is going to look a lot like a normal approach and landing, except you're going to not use flaps. Why? Why wouldn't you use flaps? Well, I'll tell you. Because flaps create a whole lot of drag, and the engine the A10 ain't got a whole lot of ass in the first place, and the event you need to go around, those flaps are going to create too much fucking drag, and you might not be able to get out of that situation. So basically, a single engine approach and landing in the A10 is just like a normal approach and landing in the A10, except what you're going to do is simply not use the flaps. So let's do it. We're actually pretty high right now, so I'm going to pop boards. So I've got to come up with a new way for mounting my microphone to the sim rig, because this is not it, Chief. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Alright. Let's try and bleed some airspeed off here. There we go, enough to get the gear down at least. There you go, this is looking pretty nice. A little speedy, but with the boards out, shouldn't be a problem. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and close those boards.
Altitude, altitude.
That's the idea. What's it mad about? Hydraulic pressure. Oh, wonderful. We're at hydraulic pressure. Yeah, that's what happens. But as you know, our normal brakes are on our left system, so are we worried about it? No, we are not. Now, what if our left hydraulic system had failed? What would we do? We wouldn't have any brakes. Well, if you're a smart little kid and you paid attention to my systems video, you would recall that the emergency braking system is on the right hydraulic system. So let's just pretend real fast that our left engine was the shutdown one, not the right engine. That's a little annoying. Let's turn that off. The left engine was the shutdown one, not the right engine, and we got that hydraulic warning. What will we do? Well, we would pull this handle right here, emergency brakes, which will kick off our anti-skid, as you can see. But even with no hydraulics in the A10 whatsoever, there's a separate accumulator that is good for five full brake press applications by itself. Of course, we're going to get more, though, because we still have hydraulic pressure. So, you can see it kind of going down there a little bit. All right. So, killed 2 birds with 1 stone with that. Let's see what's next. Okay, so here we go. Left engine's down. And aha, that's what I wanted to fire. Okay, so we can see that our left engine's on fire. Holy fuck, our engine's on fire. What's that look like? Yeah, not cool. Engine on fire. Alright, so fun fact, the engine fire detection is temperature based. So basically we're detecting a fire in the nacelle of the engine, not the core section. Remember, you want a fire in the core of your engine. That's how the engine runs. But you do not want a fire outside the engine. I actually remember my turbines professor from college saying, fire inside the engine, good. Fire outside the engine, bad. So as you can see, our left fire handle is busted here. So we pull that. That's going to cut off, fuel, electric, bleed air, hydraulic pressure, and I think that's it to that engine. And now we have 2 independent fire bottles. Either one can be dispensed to either engine or the APU, or both to one engine. So let's send this bottle to the left engine. And you guys, you can see that put the fire out immediately. So our fire's now out. Will the engine relight? I actually don't know if the engine will relight or not. But regardless, if the fire didn't go out, you can actually go ahead and pop the other bottle into it as well. So we'll give it the other bottle as well, just for good measure. So that's how you put out a fire. I know the airline fire bottles, the stuff that it sprays in there to put the fire out, is extremely corrosive and damaging to the engine. So it's unlikely the engine's going to relight. But hey, it could happen, I suppose. So I've got an engine start cycle light now because the engine's out. The A10's trying to automatically relight it, but it's probably not going to relight. So that's how you deal with engine fires. Just for shits and giggles, let's see if we can relight it. So let's pop that back in. Let's start our APU. Let's see if we can dry motor all the engine bullshit out of there and see if we can just kick it back up. Why not? Fuck it. So we're going to come down here to motor. Wait for our APU to finish the start cycle. Get below 15,000 feet. Let's cut that engine off. All right, let's run a motorcycle. Motorcycle. Engine motoring cycle. Okay, so it's motoring, I assume. Actually, I'm not getting any N2 rotation, or yeah, we are getting some N2 rotation. Okay. So, let's cut it back off again. Come back to normal operation. And let's start it up, see if it fires up. I don't think it's going to, but we can give it a shot. Oh, holy shit! Oh, you gonna do it? Nope. It's trying. It'd be really funny if it's caught the engine back on fire again. Nah, engine's fucked. Honestly, I'd just leave it. But just for shits and giggles. There you go. Good procedures training. What's next on the agenda? Okay, here we go. Left hydraulics failure. So we're going to lose our left hydraulics in a second, which means we're going to lose... Did you say, I'm going to take 1 sip of bourbon. You have until I'm done sipping this bourbon to tell me what you're going to lose on the left hydraulic system. Did you say... Excuse me. Did you say 1 actuator to both ailerons, half the gun drive, left elevator, rudder, all your landing gear shit, anti-skid, brakes, and nose wheel steering? If you did, then you are correct. And there it is. Left hydraulic pressure has just shit the bed. Now, in the manual for the A10, it says loss of one hydraulic system won't immediately create any kind of discernible change in aircraft response with pitch and roll and yaw. So that's pretty cool. What's kind of funny is the way the gun sounds once you go down to half gun rate. So listen to this. Here we are. See how we're shooting at half rate now? Look how slow those rounds are coming out. So that's what happens when you have half your gun drive. Alright, so as you can see, we can fly around like this, no problem. Let's take a look at the outside of the aircraft. Ailerons still work just fine. Only my right rudder is working now, but you'll see my left one's not working anymore. And the elevator, only the one side of it's working for the elevator. The other one's slipstreaming a little bit, but honestly, not really. So now, we also don't have a means by which we can put our gear down. So let's slow down. And let's put the gear down. And the gear's coming down anyway. Why the fuck is the gear coming down? Well, the gear's not supposed to be coming down. I'm assuming in putting the gear down what happened was... Let's see if it comes back up again. Nope. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. I put the gear down, and putting the gear down simply released the locks and they gravity extended. But let's say they didn't gravity extend. The auxiliary landing gear handle is down here. So yank this sucker to emergency extend the gear. We also don't have any brakes, as you can see. Pushing the brakes, we're not getting any brake application, and we have no nose wheel steering. So this would be a situation where we're going to go ahead and yank this puppy right now. Kicks off our auto anti-skid. And when we land, we're going to get 5 full application presses of the brakes. As you can see, now it's working. Well, for right now, it's actually running off of the right hydraulic system because it's working. But assuming we lost the right hydraulic system as well, we also get 5 full brake application presses. Wow, my rudders are squeaking again. I got a WD-40 now. So, that's left hydraulic emergency system. Let's go do it again with the right. Okay, here we are, we're flying along, and now we're going to lose our right system. So what happens when we lose our right system? We're going to lose, once again, a sip of bourbon. Why is my APU starting? Oopsie daisy, turn the APU off. Both ailerons, half the gun drive, right elevator, right rudder, flaps and slats, alternate gear extension, air-to-air refueling, and alternate braking. Correct. So, in other words, loss of the right system is even less of a big deal than loss of the left system. So, in other words, again, you're going to have no discernible feel in the way the aircraft pitches. You're not going to have your flaps and slats, but you're going to have normal gear extension and retraction. You're going to have normal braking. You're going to have nose wheel steering. You're going to have anti-skid. You're going to have, there it goes. You're going to have all those things. Basically, you're going to lose half your gun effectiveness, and that's it. Honestly, if you're losing either hydraulic system, you're going to lose either hydraulic system, you've probably got bigger problems going on. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and put the flaps down. Well, I'm too fast for that. Let's go ahead and slow us down. Watch that caution. .190 is flap speed, so let's go ahead and put the flaps down. And they came down anyway. That's odd. Huh. It's using the left system for flats, for the flaps and slats. Interesting. So either my manual is wrong, there is some kind of... are they both coming down? Let's see. Yeah, they are. Fascinating. Either my manual is wrong, or there's some kind of backup system, or maybe the A10C has some sort of update that the A doesn't have, or it's possible ED got it wrong, Eagle Dynamics got it wrong. Now I'm kind of curious, do they work on, is my manual wrong? Let's go and flip back to the left hydraulic failure and find out if they still work. Let's try that real fast. It's a learning experience for both of us. That or I'm just fucking stupid and I'm giving you bad information. It's entirely possible. Okay, left system's down. We're below 190 knots. Now the flaps still work. Huh. Well. Okay, so I owe y'all an apology, and DCS is still wrong. I looked it up here. So the flight controls, the flaps are actually on the left hydraulic system. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix my systems video because I got that wrong. So I apologize about that. And then the slats are on the right system. I thought flaps and slats are both on the right system, but came over here, confirmed it. The flaps are individually supported, blah, blah, blah. One hydraulic actuator and powered by the left hydraulic system. And then I confirmed that in the A10A flight manual. When extended flaps, hold position in the event of a loss of flaps and or hydraulic power until command by flap emergency pad. On loss of the left hydraulic system, the flaps will be inoperative. So this still says that if we lose the left system, the flaps shouldn't be operative at all, except for the emergency retract. So why they're still working with the left system inoperative, I don't know. So I'm a dumbass in telling you the flaps are on the wrong system, but ED is a dumbass because they still seem to work even with the left system inoperative. So we're gonna have to look that up. More investigation. Let's try a dual system hydraulic failure and see if we lose them both. Because that's what's up next anyway. Okay, now we're up the fucking creek. We're gonna have both fucking hydraulic systems fail. We're gonna lose all of our flight controls, and we're gonna have to use the manual aversion flight control system. So this is gonna be fucking great for us. We're also gonna see if our flaps and slats work. And if I'm fucking stupid, or if there's something going on with Eagle Dynamics simulation. I mean, we're getting into like autistic levels of detail here that perhaps ED has not gotten into. All right, so there's the right one. Here's the island. And acknowledged. Give me a second now, I'll get the left one. There it is, there's the left one. All right. Ooh, my lord. So the A-10 did not like that. Ha Wow. Big scary. Let's get out of this dive. Oh my god. Nope, we're done. Ejecting. Well, that was fucking terrifying. So what's supposed to happen when you lose both of your flight control surfaces, and there I made an executive decision to eject there. I saw we were approaching VNE. I couldn't pull out of the dive. I was getting no stick authority, so I made the decision to eject. What's supposed to happen is when you lose both hydraulic systems, you're supposed to get aileron float up, which should cause you to pitch up for a second, over the course of 4 seconds, I believe. But your pitch authority should be, it should automatically go to manual flight reversion. So let's try that one again. All right, let's try this again. So just reviewing here, speed breaker track, pitch control normal, emergency override, that's pitch roll trim, manual aversion through the flight control system. So we'll try this switch next, but that should have been automatic, honestly. All right, let's fail our hydraulics. Lost the left, lost the right. All right. Getting nothing, no stick authority. Manual, manual. Okay, so I got my roll back. But I'm still getting no pitch authority. Let's try the jam control column. Ah, now we're getting a bit of authority. All right. So it's not pretty, but it works. All right. I'm currently pulling the stick all the way into my gut, and that's what I get. Very, very, very little authority. All right. Oof, man, this is not pretty. I do not know if I'm going to be able to land the A10 like this. But you know what? We're going to fucking try it. Ha! We're going to fucking try it, man. God damn. This A10 is not happy. Ah, yes. Oh, I'm not sure if I had jammed anything in there. I seem to have gotten my pitch back after I activated those, though, so... let's try and slow it down here. We're way too fast. God, this is gonna make me fucking sick. Because my eyes are like, you should be shaking right now, but my body's not feeling any shakes, so it is not fun. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. Look, it heard me. It's chilling out. Let's drop some altitude. I got no speed brakes, though. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to be as fast as I'm going to be. Oh yeah, but I have no brakes either, so let's get the emergency brakes prepped and ready. Let's drop the gear. We're way too fast for fucking gear, but I need to slow down, so I don't care if I fucking wreck my gear. I don't give a shit. Uh-oh. They're not coming down. Oh, they're not coming down at all. Let's use the emergency gear extension. Ah, there they go. This is going to be ugly, my friends. I've got the stick into my fucking gut right now, and I'm barely keeping the A10 up. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Come on now. Not the trees. Come on.
Altitude, altitude.
Yeah, you're telling me, buddy. Alright, alright, alright. Here we go, here we go. Oh, no you don't. Oh, this is gonna suck. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, we're down. Blowing my tires. That's okay. I don't care. Keep it coming down the center line. I've got max brakes in there. Whew, laddie. Going off the end. We're going off the end. Let's try and drift her. We hitting that fence? Are we gonna die? We might die. Yep. So, fun thing about fences in DCS, they're indestructible, and I am not. But as you can see, the manual reversion flight control system was never meant to be used to land the airplane. It was meant to get you to a safe place to eject. There's the lonely Shulka. I know where he is now, so I can go get shot by him. There's my carcass. All right, what's up next? Okay, so gear up landing. You can't get your gear down, or maybe your tires are blown off and you'd rather land on your belly than land on the stubby little pylons of your wheels. Fun fact, the A10 was designed to land gear up. Well, it's designed to survive landing gear up. That's why the wheels stick out of the pylons there. Once an A10 is landed gear up, it'll be returned to service in 3 months. That's how fast they can fix it. Make sure you jettison all of your stores. You don't want to land on, be sliding down the fucking runway with, goddamn fucking... you don't want to be skidding down the runway on bombs. It's not generally advisable. We're going to pop boards. We're going to get the flaps out. We're going to as slow as we can. We're going to belly land this fucker. Low 190. Flaps are out. close the boards a bit. Ah, yes, it's mad. Because I don't put the gear down, but I have a button to silence that.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Alright, let's ruin
Pull
this
up,
A10.
pull up.
That's it.
Pull up, pull up.
I'm using rudder to keep us sliding down the runway here. Looking good. Looking real
Pull up,
good.
pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Pull up, pull up! Hilarious. Alright,
Pull up, pull up.
we have lived. Let's taxi off.
Speed brake, speed brake.
Oh yeah.
Pull up, pull up.
I mean, we're moving. Slowly. Never mind, we're not moving. Okay, so we're not taxiing off. Anyway, belly landing, nothing to it. Cake.
Pull up,
Honestly,
pull up.
you'll be fine. The important thing is you are not dead. That's all that really matters, right?
Pull up, pull up.
You know what? I'm tired of this chick telling me to pull up. Fuck out of here. Alright, what's next? Airframe overstress. Basically, the integrity of the A-10's engines can be damaged. And if you pull a maneuver too abruptly, you might overstress the airframe. I can't really show you that, because there's no way for me to model that in the A-10. There's no way for me to, like, model airframe damage. So, basically, just be aware of that is all I can really tell you. Tell you what, let's go get shot by that Shilka. This is pretty cool. I always like this. Let's go get shot by that Shilka and see if we can't get some organic failures. Shilka was over here somewhere. Let's go find him. Alright, there he is. He's locking on to me. He's down there somewhere. There he is. Come on, what you got, Mr. Shilka? So the way you defeat a Shilka is by 3D maneuvering, which I'm not even doing right now. Come on. Hit me. Hit me. I want you to do it. Ah, Jesus Christ. Alright. If he doesn't shoot me, I'm gonna fucking shoot him.
Pull up, pull up.
Come on, buddy. What you got? There he is. Come on, what you got? Shoot me here. How are you missing these shots? Jesus Christ, I got the worst fucking Shilka pilot in all of DCS. Buddy, if you don't fucking shoot me, I'm gonna shoot you.
Pull up,
Almost.
pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Fucking
Pull up,
dumbass.
pull up.
Alright, let's try that one more time. Alright. This time, I'm gonna fly slow and straight and level. Can't miss. Alright. Where is he? There he is. Alright. Come on, Mr. Shilka. What you got? Make it a nice,
Pull up,
easy
pull
shot.
up.
Oh, there we go. Almost. Bruh.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
A fucking seagull? Huh. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Yep,
Pull up,
I'm out.
Pull up.
Alright, well, they got me that time. As you can see, they shot off part of my wing, so... That was a quick decision to eject. Good job, Mr. Shilko. You did his job. Let's try it one more time, see if we can't get some damage that doesn't result in immediate death. Which, a lot of the times, it will. So, the thing about the A-10, people are like, oh, the A-10's a flying tank, the A-10's invincible, the A-10 can take so much punishment. I mean, like, yeah, compared to, like, an F-16, I guess it can, but it's still a fucking fragile fighter jet. I mean, there's no such thing as a flying tank. It just doesn't exist. Well, okay. There's no such thing as a flying self-propelled tank. How about that? There we go. Come on. Aha. All right, there we go. Am I out? Yeah, I'm missing a wing. I'm upside down. I'm out. All right, once again. In fact, I don't think I survived that ejection. Do you see how, when assessing my damage, I took too long to eject and it fucking killed me? Whereas, honestly, as soon as I fucking saw the A-10 lose to control, I should have just fucking ejected. I might be alive right now if I just ejected right away. But for the sake of trying to regain control, it cost me my life. Was it worth my life? Probably not. This is just a simulator. So, do I have anything else for you? Nope, that's pretty much it. So, basically, this is the most comprehensive A-10 emergency video I think in existence. I'm not sure if anyone else has done an A-10 emergency video, but that's pretty much it. If you do get damaged, you're going to get one or some or all or a combination of all the failures I just showed you in this video. Make an assessment, fly the airplane, or eject, and handle the fucking situation. Hopefully I've given you the tools to do so. Anyway, I am absolutely pumped to do more of these videos. The next ones are probably going to be some fucking weapons videos, so we'll be getting into some fun stuff. This is the last of the boring videos. I mean, they're not boring. I know you guys love them. You're all riveted to your seats right now. I'm sure of it. Anyway, it's good to be back. I'm happy making these videos, and it won't be 6 months before I release another one, I promise. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay aeronautically violent. That's my new catchphrase. Tell me what you think about that. I still do not give a fuck if you like or subscribe. Catch you next time.